Hawaiian music on the ukulele? Of course. Today we're doing Aloha Oe, the very first Hawaiian song that we're ever doing on the ukulele here at Tenthumbs. This is exciting, and it was written by the queen herself. We're going to be doing a nice, easy chord melody version. It's easier than singing in Hawaiian for me. And I'm going to make it nice and easy and approachable for all levels out there. Printable tabs by becoming a Patreon. You will see links here in the notes as well as the description. You'll also see my email if you want some one-on-one lessons and links to our other social networks. Long overdue, let's do it. Grab the ukulele brain attention span, follow me on in, and let's take a trip to Hawaii together. First three measures. Okay, so what we have going on here is we're going to start off, we're going to make a G chord. And the song kicks off on the fourth beat before the tune. So on the fourth beat, proudly, we're going to play the second fret of the C string and the third fret of the E string. Now if you make a G, these are both chord tones. So you just pluck with your thumb on the C string and your index on the E, and it's eighth notes, 4 and 1. Then on the first beat, we have a G chord again, but the melody is the B note. So what you'll do is this time is your thumb will play the G string and your index will play the A. We get 4 and 1. If you're new to chord melody, and you might be, because this could be your very first chord melody, it's a pretty straightforward and easy song. When you see these little lines above that chord there, see how there's no lyrics? Okay, in between the tabs and the sheet music, that's where the lyrics are. And then every now and then you'll see a measure that doesn't have lyrics, and it has this like upside down U, this little black, like almost like those things that you used to put in the middle of the pizza to keep the box from crushing the cheese. That means downstrum. And it also means there's no melody. So if there's no melody, you want to do the downstrum with your index finger. If you use your thumb, it has the tendency to pull the melody forward so you can hear these specific notes. If you use your index finger, it has a tendency to push all those together and nothing really jumps out. So if you see melody, or if you see a chord with no melody, strum using your index finger. 1 and 2, 3. Well, it'd be 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and. Immediately after that, you're going to play the open A, and I just lift all my fingers off because you play the open A, then you're going to play the open G, and then you're going to come down and you're going to play the second fret of the E string. Here, it's best to use your ring finger because you're going to go right from there into a G. When you go into that G, this time, even though you see 3 strings being strummed, there is melody, and the melody is this G note. So when we want to hear the melody, we strum with our thumb. And when we do that, make sure that the highest note that you play, frequency-wise, is the melody note, because your ear hears the highest note. So because the note that the lady singing is a G, and the note that I want you, the listener, to hear is the G, I'll make my G chord, I'll use my thumb, but I'm only going to strum the first 3 strings. I'm not going to strum the A string. If I strum the A string, you hear the B note. If I strum the first 3, you hear the G note. Immediately after that, I'm going to lift it up, open E, and make my G again, and play the second fret of the C string. Up to the first beat of the third measure, nice and slow. 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. One time without counting. All right. Then after that, we go strum with a down, up, down. We have 3 chords here, 3 G chords, no melody. And in this part, in addition to the little black things you would see in the middle of the pizza cheese savers, you're going to see a V. That V is much easier to describe. The V is an up strum. So these 3 chords would be down, up, down. And as they have no melody, you'll use your index finger. Down, up, down. Then you're going to pinch the open G and the second fret of the A together on the fourth beat. So these three measures together, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. So then we bring up the next three measures and they sound like this. Okay, so we're going to start off and we're going to play second fret of the C string and then an open D together. And you could fret the D chord to start with. I usually don't. I'll pluck those and then I'll make the D chord to strum. You're going to pluck those two. D is implying the D chord, so D is functioning as our harmony and our melody is the A note. Then I'll make a D, no melody, strum through with my index finger. First fret here on the G string. The melody here is playing a G sharp note. If you have a low G, you would need to play the fourth fret of the E string here. It's quite a bit easier to go than it is. So that's why we're using this string here. So we're going to go 2 and then middle finger, second fret of the C string, and we're going to pluck this with the open A. Just the open A. And then I switch index finger and my ring finger now. Second fret and third. Then I'll remove this one and play the second fret with my middle finger back to this shape here. So that first measure would be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Down, up, down. Then we see 2 and 3 again on our way to a G. So let's just go ahead and make that G chord again. 2 and, well, it'll be the fourth beat, 4 and. We start off this one the same way we started the song. Pluck the second fret against the open G string. Second beat, no melody. Open A, open G, ring finger second fret, so you can slide to that G, open E. So these three measures would be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and boom. Without counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Next three measures are the last three measures of the verse. We start off second fret of the G string, 1, 2, then back to that second fret, 3. Then we're going to slide with our ring finger 3 to 2 on the fourth beat. 4 and 1. And on the 1, it's the open C string and the E note, which is C's the chord, E's the melody. So we use the C note to imply the chord and the E to be the melody, and we just pinch the 2 in the middle using our thumb and our index finger. So right after that, well, the first measure up to there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Open A, open G. These two middle fingers are going to come down in the middle, and you're going to play 2, 2. Just the second fret. 2, 2, just the second fret, and then we're going to play the second fret of the C string against the second fret of the A. And instead of going, you're going to pull off on the A 2 to 0. To a G, down strum, open G string, G7, followed by the second fret of the C string on the offbeat, that D note. Okay, so these three, really slow, counting them out, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, so these three measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and play through the whole chorus before we move on to the... Let's go ahead and jam the whole verse out before we move on to the chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're into the chorus. Chorus is 8 measures. The first 4 are up, and what we're going to do, well, I'll play them. They sound like this. It always makes me wonder if the guy that wrote the song Lava was familiar with this song, because I hear some of the melody from Lava in this tune. So we start off C chord and we play the open 2 strings together. Melody's the E note. Then we'll fret the 3rd fret with our ring finger. Then we'll drop that one down and fret the 3rd fret of the A string. Strum through with our index finger, no melody, and then the open E. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. We're going to land right on that 2nd fret of the C string and make our G chord. Strum through the 3 with our thumb. Open G, 2nd fret. Strum all the way through with our index finger. 3rd fret. So the rhythm of that 2nd measure is the same as the rhythm of the 1st measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. With no melody on the 4th beat. Okay, now we get to the 3rd measure. It gets quite a bit different here. So there's a couple different ways to do this. I'll teach it to you how it is, but you can also do some of these other techniques that we've done throughout this piece. We're going to pinch 2 and 2 together, and remove our ring finger and play just the open E. Then get it back down and pinch the 2 together. Open G. And then we're going to pinch the D 2nd fret of the C string, the D note with the open A. Open A again. And then switch fingers, 1st fret here on the 2nd finger. 1st finger, 2nd fret of the C string. Ring finger, 3rd fret of the high A. All on our way to G. So just this 3rd measure, nice and slow. Now, when I say you could do it differently, you could, because you could strum like on the 3rd beat when we're pinching the 2nd fret and the open A. You could strum all 3 of those strings if you wanted. So you can do some more strumming. I just like the way that the D note sounds when you, or the D chord when you play the D note and the melody over just that note. So this measure one more time would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to that G, thumb strum through. 1, no melody on the 2nd beat. 2, open G on the 3rd beat. Switch to the D7, down, D. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and. these 4 measures now, and you've already heard me play them once. I'm just going to go ahead and play them slowly and count them, teach you the other 4, and then we'll put the whole thing together. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right. Next 4 measures. C, exactly the same as the first time through. The G's quite a bit different. A lot of 8th notes. We're going to play the 2nd fret of the C string 2 times. 1 and. 2nd beat, strum all the way through with your thumb. And play the 3rd fret here or the open G. So 1 and 2 and. I'm just here playing the 3rd fret, but you could grab the open G, which I do quite frequently. On the high G, these 2 are the same notes. If you're playing a low G, it has to be the 3rd fret of the E string. So you get 1 and 3rd beat, open A string, or 2nd fret of the A string, open G. Then on the 4th beat, strum through with your index finger, no melody, 4, followed by the open G. So you get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Okay, now we get to this D7. For this D7, I'm going to have my D7 locked and loaded. I'm going to bar the 2nd fret and get my middle finger on the 3rd fret. So when I pluck the 2 in the middle, I'm already having my D7 loaded because I'm going to go 1, 2, and right after that, I strum through with my index finger. I'm going to lift the chord up, play the open G, open G, 2nd fret of the A, pull to 0, D, strum all the way through, no melody, 2nd fret of the E string, on the way to the G. And if you wanted to, you could anticipate that change. When you go through the D, you could actually play the 2nd fret of the E string with your ring finger if you wanted to. So you could either go or either way. I don't think necessarily one has a big advantage over the other one. After you strum that G on the 1st beat, when you finish the song, that's where you're going to finish. So if you look to the far right, you see the 2. That means boom, game over. Now if you want to play through the verse a couple more times, you would strum through 1, 2, and 3, 2, do, and then right to the back of the top of the song. With specifically the back to the top of the verse with the 2, 3. So these 4 together, nice and slow, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and like I'm going to start the song over again. All right, let's go ahead and play the whole chorus together, both pieces, but this time we're going to pretend like it's the very last time through the chorus and we're finishing the song. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you would finish it, as opposed to go back to the top of the verse. Whole song from the top. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. Aloha, everybody. Rock and roll. Catch you next Wednesday or next Saturday for next tutorial. Take care and have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the lesson. It feels great to finally pay tributes to that little cluster of islands that has birthed this instrument that means so much to me and so much to so many people around the world. The history of this song is actually pretty unique. I wonder if you're interested in the history of a song like this, if that was some content that you would like, 'cause maybe I would like to tell that story. And there's a lot of songs with a lot of stories that I'd like to tell. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you out there. Tenthumbspro.com, new ukulele tutorials Wednesday and Saturday, guitar on Monday. Stay cool, my friends. Aloha Oe, and thank you so much for learning with us today. Today's also Christmas when you're watching this, so Feliz Navidad, hasta luego, baby. That'd be funny if Arnold Schwarzenegger could speak Spanish and he messed that line up, hasta la vista, and he's like, hasta luego. Cut! It's hasta la vista. Oh, okay. Hasta la próxima vez. No, cut. Hasta la vista. Kind of funny. All right, take care.